Hello everyone, welcome to my session today, and this video is a bit of teaser before you're gonna go into my live stream. Okay, my session today is about needs analysis for data-driven learning support system for improving written English among university students in Thailand, and with the analysis method of multivariate multiple regression analysis or MMR. Okay, this is part of the project to build our support system for DDL learning method, which is aimed to enhance the writing skill as measured by IELTS writing score. Okay, and this is the phase one of the project with a lot of a dozen of hundreds sample to get the need requirement of the user as a whole, so that we can improve the navigation and the instructional design for the system in the later phase. Okay, now my agenda is quite short and simple. Introduction of what I'm gonna do and the methodology that we done, and result and discussion and conclusion. Okay. I may leave some sort of conclusion in my live stream, so conclusion here may not be that complete. So just make you interested in my live stream later. Okay. And the question for this project is that what kind of independent factors influence the performance of student English writing performance? Okay, as measured by the four different bands of IELTS writing score, which is task achievement, coherence and cohesion, lexical result, and the grammatical range. Okay, then after we get the confirmation with the strong relationship between those factors and the result of the four bands of the writing score by IELTS. Once it's confirmed, we will use them to find the to fix the design of the count that we will do with the data-driven method. Okay, I mean, we will build a corpus with a sample essay of IL writing tasks so that those students who learn with this count will have an ad hoc um, corpus where they can use to improve just delivery, the performance of their writing test for IELTS. Okay, and we have done an extensive qualitative and quantitative literature review about DDL and corpus linguistic, and also applied linguistic and language pedagogy. And with the question in mind, we have synthesized into three deep independent factors. The first one is the English language teaching and learning method. This is a kind of behavioral factor among students. Okay, what we ask those 190 students is about what kind of learning and teaching they perform in Thailand. Okay, and the literature say that the popular method of teaching English in Thailand is by reading in writing in parallel. So to teach writing, you have to read a lot, something like that. And the translation mediated. So the teacher provide Thai short text and then drive the student to translate into English to provide to make a paragraph writing in English. And word memorization. This is kind of you have to memorize the rule, memorize the meaning of the word, and memorize the pronunciation as well. This is the factor one that will drive the pedagogy and instructional design. And then the second one is the QLI behavior or language data or corpus technology as a whole. That is, in one literature, it said that Google is the largest corpus of the world. We don't have any argument about that, but it's just a large corpus with some sort of non-annotation, without any systematic review before making the database, but just the query of the Google. Okay, so we asked them about how they use the search operator function, like the quotation mark or some sort of command into the Google search bar to get their word done and understand the meaning, and also synonym and collocation. And then we ask them about the use of public cobra, but we don't put the term corpus or cobra in the question directly because it's quite a technical term for them. So we just ask them about what kind of, if we have a tool that you can search something easily to find the frequency and the left to right and right to left alignment of the word, what would you do about that? And also we ask them about the behavior that they used to or they love to search something, like if they are going to write a good IELTS essay, what kind of tool or data source they prefer to search and how they search about it. Okay. And then the last one is about their own preference for autonomous learning, because in terms of DDL approach, we have to rely on learner autonomy. So we ask them about their technology readiness, they accept them or not, about the use of technology to help them learn English. And then we ask them about their behavior of the understanding of their writing objective. Are they aware every time that they write something? Okay. And they ask them about how to choose the right text type. Okay. And then we ask them about the fear and anxiety behavior when they're gonna do some sort of writing with the help of technology. If this kind of behavior exists in a high rank, because we use 1 to 7 Likert scale, um, so if the score go high, we will assume that those behaviors are obvious and can be counted as a factor. Okay, and then on the dependent variable is quite simple. Um, we measure the writing performance of the student based on the IL4 band. The band number 1 is task achievement. Band number 2 is coherence cohesion. Band number 3 is lexical resource. And band number 4 is grammatical range and accuracy. Okay. Um, then this is the method that we use. First, we conducted an extensive literature review, both qualitative and quantitative. Okay, and then we developed a conceptual framework for MMR analysis. So we come to terms with those 3 dependent factors. The egg 1 is the English language teaching and learning. Egg number 2, the third occurring behavior in general. And X number 3 is the student preferences toward the autonomous learning. Okay. Then we develop some sort of survey and test. Okay. The survey is used by reviewing all the literature about DDL and get the question to ask whether or not and how much they prefer with this kind of behavior in X1, X2, and X3. And then the IL score, we use the practice test in the IL preparation book. Okay, because we don't have time to correct 190 essay as a whole to get the score. So we apply with the um, practice test with multiple choice just to get some sort of sample score from the student who answered the question here. Okay, and then we got validation, okay, by the 5 subject matter expert in terms of in the field of corpus linguistic, applied linguistic, educational technology, and assessment and evaluation. Okay, and then we try out the sample. Okay, no, sorry. Well, we conduct the to conduct the MR, we have to specify some sort of a high volume of sample, like it's got to be tenfold of those factors. Okay, so it's going to be 140 and more than that. Okay, and then we try out with 20 students, and then we fix some sort of wording just to make it simplify and easy to understand. Okay, and then we perform the data collection from 900 and 190 university students, undergraduate ones, um, in a university in Thailand. Okay, the faculty we collect is the faculty who teach English for business purpose. Okay. And then when once we get the data, we put we clean the data, we uh make some sort of preparation on the data and put it in the software with level. And then we analyze the multivariate multiple regression analysis just to confirm the strong relationship with t value, um, in the map, okay, of of the conceptual framework. Here is the question that we ask. Okay, the X1 factor is about behavior of teaching and learning. Like, I like to learn English writing while I'm learning reading at the same time because I believe that it's going to hand both reading and English at the same time. Okay, 1 to 7, while 1 is most disagree and 7 is most agree. Okay, and number two in the component here, we ask about the translation mediated strategy. Okay, how much you use translation to help you write better in English. And the last one is about the memorization. Okay, and also the next question is about the search and curious behavior. Like, I can learn and practice well from several online websites and without assistance from classroom and teacher. This is kind of they can search, okay, in general from Google. And I prefer to use search engine to help search for specific pair of words, this kind of collocation for my essay based on my guesswork and intuition. Okay. Number six is my advanced skill in using search engine will better enhance my English writing skill, which means that if we teach them to use the advanced operation search, like to use the quotation mark to control the uh, words next to each other, they will be easier to write well in English. So these are in the 1 to 7 scale. And then the last one, we ask about their own autonomy about language learning. Like, they like to use online website to help check writing themselves, or are they aware of the objective of the or the purpose of their writing? Or they can write phrases and sentence that match with the text type. Like, they know that they're gonna write and compare and contrast essays, so they are aware or not how much is it to use the phrases or sentences to match with the structure. And we ask them directly whether or not they are afraid of new or unfamiliar technology that will come to help them in the future. Because to implement Corpus in the DDL report is quite alienated nature for them, because they just know online dictionary, they just know Google, they just know some sort of uh grammar checking application or vocabulary checking application. But for the use of corpus, as you know, in this field, is quite new and very alienated for them. Okay. Now, next one, the result of the test, how to measure the writing skill of 190 students. We rely on the practice test of Barron's IELTS practice exam and Cambridge IELTS preparation book. Okay, so we select the kind of multiple choice in each band, like here, task achievement 1, 2, 3, and 4, asking and 5, sorry, asking about the good kind of topic sentence and supporting sentence to refer to how well they know about their task achievement. And then coherence, cohesion, the selection of the connecting word in the sentence to make it coherence and cohesion. Okay. And the third one is the lexical resource. Okay, we put the word in the instruction and ask them about the synonym or the meaning in English as well, or fill in the blanks. Okay, these questions come from the practice in the preparation book for both Barron and Cambridge version. The last one is the grammatical range. Is like we test them about how to place the word with the right form of plural form, the right form of tense, subject verb agreement, something like that here. Or just to check the run-on problem and the fragment problem in the grammatical perspective. Okay, and punctuation as well. Okay. Mhm. So primarily, if we look into the descriptive statistic, the means out of 7, of 10 question when categorized into 3 factors, we will see that English language teaching and learning method come as the first uh, important because the mean is 5.71 out of 7. So it means that these are the kind of behavior that most students uh, do in their writing. And on the right side, grammatical range and accuracy is the highest score among the 4. It means that the student did well in terms of if we convert the score from 5 to 100%, the score of grammatical range will go up to 66.9, almost 70, almost 67, sorry. So it's quite clear that the traditional English learning method has a dialect influence most in the grammatical range. But with the MMR or multivariate multiple regression analysis with risk level, we conduct 3 to 4 independent factor to dependent factor at one time just to reduce the noises and statistical error at one time. So we run a command and then we found that the t-value of the first factor is quite low toward those 4 relationship. Okay, like minus 0.04, like 1 to 1.1.2, 1.02, something like that. Okay, and when we do the second one, the X2 purely behavior toward the 4 band, we found that um the t value is high, but for the tag achievement is quite low, and the program just ignore this relationship. Okay, so the significant relationship, the strongest one are curious behavior toward coherence, cohesion, curious behavior toward lexical resort, curious resort, curious behavior toward grammatical range and accuracy. 3 things. Okay. And the last one, their own preference doesn't make any sense or relationship to their score that they did. Okay. So in conclusion of the result, we can see that the QE technology will make the most use for their coherence cohesion score, lexical resource score, and grammatical range score, not about task achievement at all. Okay. And here is a raw picture from the program with the RMSEA 0.411. Okay, you will see that X2 had a strong relationship to Y2, Y3, and Y4. Okay, so what does this mean for the result? The first one is that the strongest one is the relationship of query behavior, how they search toward the lexical resource. So those who know how to search well and learn how to search, learn how to have a strategy in that search term in the corpus will do well most in lexical resource, followed by grammatical range and accuracy at 3.43. Okay. And the last one, the search behavior will have a strong influence to coherence and cohesion with 3.43 as well. Uh, Let me check again. Sorry, that is need to be 49. Okay. And the last one that not that significant is the coherence and cohesion. Okay. And the query behavior on the best score of task achievement, not that kind of strong, but it can consider. But the low score of T value 1.36 will not have sufficient significance to what our design of the system. Okay. And what about this kind of what we found here, lexical resource, grammatical range, and coherent cohesion based on the X factor of query behavior of the corpus. Okay, the first one is that the design of learning support system should concern the way they search. It means the navigation. So it's not about the corpus building quality. It's not about the annotation, but it's about how we navigate them to use the search term, to use the search word, and to open the menu in the corpus one by one or step by step, just to make them learn well about that lexical resources and collocation. So, to make the UX and UI design to support grammar, we have to put some sort of regulated kind of search. So we have a linear, we will have a linear instructional design for them about search this first and then followed by this and then the next one. So in the learning support system here, we want allow them to do it on their own. So we have to control how to, okay, if you want to improve your grammar, just put this term and then align the word to the right in one word, two word, or three words, something like that. Okay. And next one is the instructional design of DDL support. We use the collocation in the search output term as well. So once the user of our system search the term and found something, okay, we will enhance the system to make a collocation suggestion in that in the system as well. So just to help them improve their coherence in this kind. Okay. And what about the test achievements? Yeah, because the low T score won't help anything. Doesn't confirm that this had a strong relationship. So we're gonna find another method to enhance that test achievement score as well. Why the corpus-based support will not be that efficient. So let's use contextualize the writing with a systematic writing block strategy, like a template-based writing strategy for them to write it and that, like the block building block of the paragraph writing and structure. Or use the psycholinguistic to help them aware of the logic of in their mind. Okay. These are some sort of a period and discussion that we have the data so far. So we can conclude that search behavior, search behavior alone in the X2 can provide influence and gear up the score toward the cohesion, coherence, lexical resource, and grammatical range. The way we build corpus is quite standardized. So the corpus of sample answer of IELTS writing test It's simple. We just gather all the sample question from the book, okay, from the expert, from the IELTS website, something, and then the significant thing is that we have to build a system that support that search behavior. Okay, why the English language teaching and learning could play another part. Okay, and their preference on the autonomous learning could be another factor, but not a factor that influences us. So, in conclusion, we conclude that the search technology, the query method, and the query behavior can do well, can help them do well with the score in lexical resource first, then grammatical range, and then coherent and cohesion. And the least possible one is the task achievement. Maybe we have to use a classroom to teach them how to make a higher score in task achievement, because this kind of logical thinking, data driven, may not be feasible for them, or it may not fit into their thinking. Then may need some sort of imagination or collaborative thinking with with their peers to achieve the task achievement score in their writing as well. So out of the sample with 190, this is what we found with advanced statistics method of multivariate multiple regression analysis, or MMR. Okay, hope you guys enjoy my teaser, and sorry for any mistake or error or technical error here. Um, Once we made you in the real live stream, some content here may be enhanced or improved, sorry, so that you can have a vivid picture of the strong relationship that we're gonna do, that we're gonna bring into our learning support system here. Okay, thank you so much for your attention.